Solana and Wrapped XRP, as well as Compound. This is NC Hammer Crypto, keeping technical analysis short and sweet as always. And Solana is actually allowing XRP on their network. Solana, XRP, Algorand, Doge, a bunch of other coins are waiting for the Clarity Act to get justification as to what they have been doing is the right and correct way to do it according to the financial institutions. So Solana's $85 now. If you got 85 bucks in the upcoming months, you could expect somewhere anywhere between $600 to $1,500 per Solana, keeping in mind that it's short-lived. My battery on my iPad's at 4%, so bear with me. It's going to be a quick run through. But Solana 85, it's kind of bottoming out. It's also working within a downward wedge, like we talked about in the previous video, and is potentially about to start pushing up towards this 200 EMA up to around $100. $20 gain, not bad, but there's a lot more to come with Solana. I'm going to dig in real quick to Compound just in case I have to end the video quickly. But in reference to the previous video that I uploaded for XRP and XCN, inverse head and shoulders, we talked about Compound previously, and it broke a downward trend line. It tested it as support. The orange circle, like we talked about with XCN, waiting for your entry opportunity. In the video, I was talking about a few days before it started to take off. It tested this as support. We are starting to build higher lows, and slowly afterwards, for those of you who are members, you probably got in this a little bit earlier, 61% gain. Not bad. And when we were here just a few days ago, I believe it was on this day, I was saying, yes, we could push up over this red line around $27, but more than likely get rejection and start forming that right shoulder. What happened? We got the rejection. We are starting to form that right shoulder. And if it can get back over this $27 mark, that is a very bullish pattern. And we could see this coin start to push up towards the 618 being around $42.67 or nearly 100% gain. So if you have $24, you want to turn it into 42. Compound is not a bad bet, but that's the smaller picture because in the bigger picture, there's a lot more data behind this. Its all-time high is up here around $916. If you want to gamble with $24 and maybe turn it into 1,000, Compound is not a bad bet. We've seen it take off like no other coin, and in previous history, when it was around $78, that's when it pumped 10 times, from $78 to nearly 1,000. It did take a while. There's definitely resistance on the way up, but the data's there saying it's still a possibility to reach those all-time highs again and higher. In Compound, I remember looking at it in the past and it went very, very quickly. I think I saw it right around here, around actually 125. I saw it go from 125 up to 220 within like 2 weeks. And then immediately after that, pushed up to 500. And at 500, you're like, I missed the train. I'm not going to get in it. Because if you did, you'd spend $500 and maybe double your money. But there's other currencies out there that can make you a lot more if you're not entering in at these prime opportunities like this one is presenting way down here at $24. Keeping in mind, if it does this inverse head and shoulders, there's still a lot of resistance on the way up, but expect major resistance at nearly 6.5 times your money because that black upward trend line is showing that we have a higher high. We tried to make another higher high. We tried another higher high. And then here, we tried another higher high. So what can we expect? We can expect another higher high, but more than likely get some resistance in this area up there around $200. So just keep that in mind. Moving back to Solana, you guys may be wondering, maybe you don't know what Fibonacci retracement is, but it's mathematics and it works amazing in crypto. So just taking this is Fibonacci. We start at the top, drag it to the bottom right around here, and then we can see that it pushed up to this red trend line, got resistance, consolidated. Then people say, oh, we're about to break that red trend line. I'm going to enter in my play. We see people entered, it had some consolidation, pushed over the yellow into the green, and then had major resistance back into the yellow. People saw it holding support on the CM guppy, those green lines right there. And then once it held that support, pushed up again. And in this little picture, like I constantly bring up, that you could consider an inverse head and shoulders. Everybody loves head. We talk about this all the time. And that pattern is very bullish. Clearly, when it did that pattern and broke the neckline, it had a bullish momentum, got a little resistance off the Fibonacci on that green line. Major rejection, freaking a lot of people out, but then pulled right back in and pushed all the way up here to the blue, up to $205. A lot of people are freaking out in this area from one day to the next. 100 down to like, or 130 down to 100, and then all the way up to 215. It looks easy. It can make you panic and freak out and lose your positioning. But if you guys are entering these coins at these prime opportunities that I present to you day in and day out, 85 bucks on Solana, even if it pulls back, it's it's going to go up. When altcoin season hit, it's going to take off with everything else. The major pullback, maybe 21, 22%, ultimately 47 to 50%. Granted, it's already been bleeding out a long time. The 200 EMA is very close. So 20 to 25% decrease, but the increase potential is 139% probability. So your risk to reward is very, very good right now for Solana. You're not risking a whole bunch. Yeah, it may go down 20% if you're not selling. You can still take that 139% ride to the upside and profit off of it. Hopefully that's informative. I'm expecting Solana hit around 1500 when altcoin season takes off, and that is right up around this area. So 85 bucks really isn't a bad bet. My battery's at 2%. So like, subscribe, become members if you want. 50% goes to save animals' lives, and good luck. Have fun with it. I will see you guys on the next one.